from heel to heel again, the third time.
Yes, and
the Zombie Master. Yes, I am here again, part of the show as always.
well, technically this is your show.
But still, but technically I'm part of the network. But we won't get into that until a certain person is on said network. But I digress.
We got a month. We got a month before that.
Oh, trust me, I'll be priming the pump on that day he goes on. So, trust me on that. Anyway, but no, like I said, we're going to be discussing from the year 2000.
The year 2000!
August 13th, 2000. From the lovely World Championship Wrestling, from the Pacific Coliseum in British Columbia, we get New Blood Rising, which was basically WCW trying to take all the young talent, put them center stage, and bury the old guys. And it's like the Hulk Hogans, the Ric Flairs, the Sids, the Roddy Pipers, so on and so forth. It's like, let's bury the fossils and bring out the new blood, which, to be quite honest with you, maybe they should have kept some of this new blood buried. Some of these guys should not have been given big pushes. That's just my thoughts, but we'll go through it when we go through the matches.
Well, they really didn't get a big push. I mean, all right, a couple pay-per-views before this is when Jarrett laid down and Hogan said this is why the company's in the shape it's in.
Because of bullshit like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of, bullshit like this. And then also Vampiro, a couple shows ago, had an Infernal match with Sting. And then he also threw, that was the one prior to this. Yeah, that was after, I think. The match with the Demon in the graveyard.
Yeah, the graveyard match was one.
That was Full Brawl. Full Brawl, I think.
No, I think it was Bash at the Beach.
No, Bash at the Beach was. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've.
I think it was Bash at the Beach because they even referenced it before the Demon match.
Yeah, because Great American Bash was the Inferno match.
Yeah.
Or the Human Torch match, sorry. And the match before that, the match after Great American Bash was Bash at the Beach, and that's when Vampiro, that's when the Demon Dale Torborg took on Vampiro.
Vampiro!
And then all of a sudden, they became the Dark Carnival for some reason.
Yeah, and they involved the Japanese legend in that nightmare.
Yeah. And then Vampiro got rid of his regular skull paint and put a clown face on.
This is
looking like a moron.
This is when the Juggalos. This is when the Juggalos came in too.
The Juggalos.
And then, and then Vampiro wrestled in Jinkos for some reason.
Custom Jinkos.
And I was like, man, you look like an idiot.
Well, he felt...
It was WCW. Do you expect anything less?
Nah. So, let's go to New Blood Rising.
Yes.
The first match we had was 3 count of Evan Courageous, Shannon Moore, and Shane Helms, with Tank Abbott, I might add, versus the Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi, Jamie San, Jamie Noble, and Jimmy and Yun Yang, Jimmy Wang Yang, for a ladder match for a gold record and a record contract on a pole match type of thing.
Well, let's get ready because the common theme...
It wasn't on a pole, it was a ladder match.
The common theme is stuff getting put and getting raised above. In the year 2000, the common thing was let's put something on a pole or hang something above the ring.
Yup, that's a Vince Russo staple.
Yes, because
we have
to talk.
Viagra
We have to find. We have to do a Viagra on the pole. We have to do the Viagra on a pole match.
We had Judy Bagwell in a forklift match.
Well, Viagra on a pole happened at Nitro.
Yeah, I'm saying we got to talk about that. That's a Vince Russo staple.
And then don't forget Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
Yeah, but
that's coming.
That's coming. But I mean, that time that was still supposed to be Judy Bagwell on a pole match.
You know, and it's like, don't forget the Mexican hat or the pinata on a pole match, where where Ed Ferrara as Oklahoma go pinata, pinata, pinata.
Yeah,
he said
everything
Evan
on a pole.
was an outstanding running back from Tijuana State. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, they tried. And Vince Russo basically in this WCW, he was trying to make fun of everything WWF did because he was angry that he got let go.
Well, no, he quit WWE because he was promised everything under the sun in WCW. For God's sakes, he didn't even have enough courage to go up to Vince and say, Vince, they offered me a better contract. This is my last day. I'll be leaving. No, he waited till everybody was at the arena and he was across state lines, and he called Vince on the damn phone and said, I'm not coming back. Yeah, that shows real class there, Vinny.
Yeah, I'm at WCW.
I'm down in WCW now where I'm going to make real money and become a real big star. Yeah, that was a lie and a half.
Sammy Guevara had better of an evasion angle than Vinny Roo.
Oh, God.
That was funny. That was
a tank outside the Rumble. Oh, we'll get into that later.
doing the Steiner Math promo.
Yeah.
You got 20 cents, $20. You still can't win sacrifice. And somebody goes like, there is no sacrifice. He's like, oh, there's no sacrifice? Oh.
Man, y'all are too young to get that one.
But
now you see, when Petey Williams comes in, and you gotta change all the stuff from debt to metric, and you have that Canadian math that no one knows.
That promo was a train wreck and a half.
There's a review we have to do. Sacrifice and then the repeat where Petey Williams was doing the math at one last chance.
Oh, God, yeah, but we're not talking about that one yet. That's to come, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that won't be on the network. That's like, you gotta find it.
That's TNA. Dude, I can find TNA stuff is like free now.
Yeah. Not really.
Oh, no, if you search on YouTube or online, you'll find it.
The NWA.
Yeah, you'll find it if you go look hard enough. But anyway, I mean, the whole ladder match was it was your typical high spot. Tank Abbott coming out with
no. We cannot sell this short. No.
No, according to Chris, we got to breeze through everything. So I'm breezing through everything.
How about the fact that Evan Courageous did this match with a broken foot?
How about the fact that Tank Abbott sang before the match started?
So are we even talking? We're even going to gloss over the fact that Tank Abbott had a shirt with the tits cut out of it?
Hey,
no.
What's his name did too? John. I was going to say John Madden. Mark Madden did.
I mean, it's
that's one of the worst things about this whole era of WCW, or the error of WCW, was Mark Madden on color commentary.
And I mean, don't forget that catchy number. Everybody come along with 3 count. 1, 2, 3. I mean, come on. That catchy little tune.
Oh, yeah, sung by Tank Abbott.
Sing along with 3 count. I mean, really? Put your hands together.
Tank Abbott had more. He had no teeth.
But the fact that he danced more than Brock Lesnar did in the Rumble yesterday.
Yeah, but
well, like
Tank Abbott singing though. Everybody, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Who sang better, him or Hull doing Gloria?
Dude, just never give a wrestler a microphone to sing, ever. Remember when WWF tried the whole like Superstars album having like WWF superstars sing.
Yeah, the only one that was able to do it was Ray.
No, I'm talking about WWF Superstars, the album.
No, you're talking
I got-
about like the Big Boss Man, Mr. Perfect.
Oh, you're talking about that one. Okay, yeah.
Tatanka Buffalo. Got Native American blood in my veins, and I'll fight
The Slam Jam.
in the World Wrestling Federation. Dude, or Bret Hart's love song. I know we've been together. And we've had some troubled times, but there's never been a right time to say goodbye. Never been a right time. I'm like, oh my God.
But
Or
no, then you,
the Macho Man Randy Savage is the tower power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. Ooh, yeah. Get down. Yeah.
The
then
macho,
that-
the macho rat.
Dance music.
no, but then that girl singing like, "Put your heart, I got heart." Oh yeah, oh, God.
Oh, God. Heart. Oh, yeah. He gets your heart up pumping. He gets the party jumping. He's a macho man. Oh,
Macho man.
oh.
Macho man.
He's a nacho man. Ho, ho. Soar. What was it? Oh, yeah.
Touring with the Eagles and
Forever
Blizzard
and ever.
Like,
Venus,
I've been everywhere.
Pluto,
I am
Saturn.
your friend.
Yeah,
I
I
am
am
a
your
macho man.
friend.
oh,
We're
God,
always
we'll
together.
do a
We
whole
are
review of that
together
album.
forever. Ooh, yeah.
And don't forget
Man.
Hacksaw Duggan and ho, ho. I mean,
Oh, it was a song
okay,
about
we're not
Lita?
talking about this album tonight.
Yeah. That's when you wonder. That's when you listen to the Hacksaw song now. When you wonder, he's like, "You come in the ring and I'll show you how to get beat up." I'm like, "So are you gonna let me beat you up, or are you gonna beat me up?" You know, and it's like, "I'll show you how to get beat up." I'm like, or when he said apprehensive, so I do get a little apprehensive. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Dude, I remember when I first got that album from Columbia House. Yes, Columbia House.
I actually have the CD somewhere.
Yeah. I had it on a cassette tape when it first came out.
I had the CD.
Fancy.
Oh, ooh, you
Fancy.
Mr. Bougie. I had it on, and I put it in as my dad's driving, and my dad's like, "You got to turn this off." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Cause I'm gonna crash this vehicle from laughing so hard." I'm like, "My God!" He's like, "How much was this?" I'm like, "It was a part of the 11 free." He's like, "Good." I'm glad you didn't pay for it. Yeah, I'm like, "Nah, Dad, you paid shipping and handling." I'm like, "Oh man, I got ripped off."
Okay, can we continue on with the show, please? Now that we've talked about that.
It worked because it was because basically it ties all back into wrestlers singing badly on the microphone.
No, but you see, the thing is, with Tank Abbott, he sang badly, but he only went on for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then he stopped. Along with this album was 3.5, 4 minutes each cut of this
See,
album.
the thing is, though, is
Would you rather hear Tank Abbott growl sing, or would you rather hear "Sexy Boy"? I'm a boy toy.
I don't mind that song. I don't like it when Sherry sang it.
No. I mean, would you rather have Great Khali sing?
I can't understand. Every other word was a mumble anyway.
Sexy boy.
We need what's his name? We need Khali to sing "Happy Birthday." Happy birthday to you.
No, I still love "Sexy Boy."
I'm not boy toy.
Boy toy.
Oh,
Sexy
Jesus
boy.
Christ. Why the fuck did remember this, we're talking about a company that had the Great Khali come back to make Jinder Mahal look strong.
Yeah, well, his handler's like, "Khali is a ladies' man. I sing "Sexy Boy."
He's the Punjabi playboy.
Punjabi
Yeah,
Night.
that was
The Punjabi Nightmare.
No, he was the
And then it
Punjabi
became the
Playboy.
Punjabi Playboy.
Playboy, yeah. When he was macking on Beth Phoenix.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, don't forget he was in that great movie, The Longest Yard, with Adam Sandler too.
Yeah, they didn't give him. He said like one thing, like "ugh," and that was it.
He had 2 lines. I'm in, and I'm glad you came back, or I would have stabbed you in the shower.
Yeah.
That's it. That was his entire fucking thing. Sap. Not Sap. Yeah, Sap.
Osworth.
No, Sap had more fucking lines than him. Bob Sapp. He broke did my nose.
I remember, and then also Kali was in Get Smart, and basically with the Rock, I think it was, or something like that. And all he said was okay, yes, and no. That was it.
Well, when your vocabulary is limited to like 2 words,
Okay, yes, no, good.
Can we
the
just
fact that
also?
this man was a police officer in India.
I was just about to say that. Can we just talk about the fact that this guy used to be a cop?
And used to carry a gun.
Oh God.
How
He
could
used to carry a gun. Did they make a gun big enough for him?
Yeah, they can't. It's called a shotgun, dude. They gave him they gave him a bazooka. Fuck that shit. We'll send in the big boys.
They gave him like an extra big handle for the gun with a freaking shotgun. Here, take my gun. This is my pistol.
Dude,
Holy
yeah, the 50 cal. He got a 50 caliber. He's fucking high.
He has a sniper rifle as a pistol.
He's fucking Hightower. He's fucking Hightower. That's what he was.
Here's my nightstick. Hold that. Holy shit.
It's a fucking Irish
I
club.
thought you said it's a nightstick. It's a 50-inch baseball bat.
Thank God you pulled that out. And not your Punjabi Playboy.
Sexy boy.
I'm not boy toy.
All right. Yeah, so
1, 2, 3, count. 1, 2, 3, count.
the fact that me and John, I'm not sure if John saw this, but the fact that I have seen Shane Helms come out as the Hurricane, turn around and literally say, fuck this shit, and then come out as 3 count. Before a match.
Yeah, I was there. That's when he wrestled Chris Hero in Rawway.
Yeah, he literally was coming out as the Hurricane. It was booked as Hurricane versus Hero, and I just started laughing because all of a sudden I just hear him say, fuck this shit, goes into the back, and you just hear 3 counts music hit. I'm like, what the fuck? I literally talked to him at the bar. I go, why the fuck didn't you bring Shannon Moore, never Courageous? He goes, Shannon's in the E, Courageous, I don't fucking know.
I have that on video somewhere, that match.
But still, it's like
Yeah, but
count-
Shannon was this like Prince of Punk Shannon Moore though?
No,
this was
before
when Chris Hero got released from WWE the first time.
No.
And he was doing that little tour.
Yeah, like this is if Shannon Moore would come back now, yeah, it would have been the Prince of Punk Shannon Moore. But like Shannon Moore back then, I mean, God, he was so freaking clean cut. This is literally the tag team from freaking Matt Hardy's old Fed.
No, I thought you said in Rawway, like he brought Shannon Moore back.
No, I asked him why. It was just him.
It was Sugar Shane that night.
Yeah, it was Sugar Shane.
Yeah, Sugar Shane Helms.
And
Sugar Shane Helms.
And it was funny because I even said, I don't remember the last time I saw him without his mask on. He's standing right behind me. I go, oh. I'm like, oh, hi, Shane.
I mean, the funniest part was Tank Abbott singing and then doing almost like a bushwhacker-esque dance.
Dude,
yeah.
And the fact that he just grabs everything and walks out, I'm like, wow, just like your MMA career.
And if you want to play a drinking game, drink every time that Shivani looks like he's had enough.
Yo, you be drunk before the first 5 minutes.
Dude,
But
his face, when they show Shivani, he's like, Well, fans, that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Mark Madden, and Mark Madden's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And Scott and the other guys trying to say
Scott
something,
Hudson.
and Siobhan, yeah, and Scott Hudson saying shit, and Shivani's just like mumbling underneath, like he pulls the microphone away from his mouth, it's like fucking, this is fucking stupid, fuck this piece of shit, goddamn.
Then he's looking
Well,
back.
this is also the same
Then he's-
time when they took the mask off of Ray and made him into like a semi babyface / heel with the filthy animals.
Well,
Yeah,
let's,
it's like,
let's go right
I
into
mean,
that
it was
because
so funny. It's like,
because then we go
what are
into
you
the
doing?
backstage.
yeah, it was so funny because like freaking Shivani just the whole time is like grabbing the microphone or whatever, just like, this is so fucking stupid. This is so fucking stupid. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like you see him looking like what the fuck, and all of a sudden, as soon as he looks about to say something to Scott, who is it?
Hudson.
God,
Hudson. I mean, as soon as that, they all of a sudden focus on Mark Madden, like, yeah, no. And Shivani's like, Shivani's probably like, fucking Christ, I'm just gonna walk now. I'm just gonna walk now. I don't even give a shit about getting like dressed up for anything anymore. Because New Blood Rising, he's supposed to be wearing like a suit or whatever. He's in a freaking like polo shirt. Like, fuck this, I'm done.
Well, it's like this is when this was the beginning of the end for WCW. I mean, it's like I said, you take the mask off of one of the great luchadors in the business, turn him into like a playboy / thug looking guy, which never worked.
Yeah.
You have him hanging out with Conan, who there's good and bad with that, with the Disco Inferno, which is a joke in itself.
There's the bad. You hang out with Bill Ding.
Building. Oh God. The funniest thing, all right. The funniest thing about this, I remember when Russo was first shown on WCW.
Yeah.
My friend Tim at the time was always more WCW and WWF.
Right.
Because he loved Sting.
On the man named Sting.
Yeah, he loved Sting, especially Crow Sting. He's like, oh my God, Vince Russo, he's going to save us. We're going to be so good. And then within 1 month, we're watching Nitro. He's like, what the fuck is this shit? He's like, this is fucking bullshit. Oh my God. And we start, every time we started watching the WCW like show or pay-per-view, we start laughing. We're like, I'm like, hey Tim, how's the saving in WCW going? He's like, fucking Christ. Like the whole time. Finally, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna remember Sting the way he was, not this shit. All right, so
Yeah, now we have a backstage interview.
So basically, we have boy bands versus ninjas.
Which the funniest thing is like 2 of them were actual legit Japanese stars, and one was
Jamie Noble.
Jamie Noble,
Yeah, Kaz Hayashi.
who worked for WWE for about 3 months.
Yeah,
Because-
wasn't Kaz Hayashi? Oh my God, he was in WWF for like a quick spell as somebody.
No, he was. He never made it to the main roster because he wanted out of his contract. And I will send a photo perfectly stemming what I think this pay-per-view is. It's coming at you in a minute.
Hold on.
Yeah, who booked this crap?
Yeah.
I mean, that says it all right there. And the next match we had was Ernest the Cat Miller.
Well, we had the backstage promo first of
The Filthy Animals and Ernest Miller in the locker room.
And-
or in the Ernest's office.
Now, I say that because did anyone else cringe when Disco Inferno wanted a pound
Oh God.
from the cat?
Oh.
Like, Yeah, word to your mother. I was waiting for. I'm like, oh my God, Disco, just no, leave,
Well, you have to
leave.
understand. We're talking about good old Glenn Gilbarte, aka the Disco Inferno, which is a walking, talking joke in his own right. That's
AKA,
why WWE didn't want
Yeah.
him. That's why TNA didn't want him. That's why nobody wanted him. And to this day, still nobody wants him. I was at a Legends Fan Fest about 2 years ago. He was there signing autographs. He had one picture which looked like a bad photocopy of his promos, it looked like it was on copy paper. And I watched from the distance. I walked around the room. I counted how many people went up to his table. You want to take a guess at how many people came up to his table
was it
in
more
a
than
2 hour
Virgil?
time
Was it
span?
more than Virgil?
Take a guess at the number.
Again, was it more than
Each of you
Virgil?
take a guess. It was two in 2 hours.
So it was less than Virgil.
Two people walked up to him. And I actually heard a kid say to his father, and I looked at Alicia and I nearly pissed myself. Who is that guy that looks like John Travolta? And I don't know if Disco heard that or if someone told him that about 15 minutes later he was gone. He left. I mean, what does that tell you? You are in the wrestling history, you'll go down as one of the, not the biggest joke, one of the biggest jokes in the business. What does that tell you?
The guy I was thinking about was Kenzo Suzuki.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, he did that whole, he was going to do Hirohito and, and they changed it all and then they just dropped the gimmick after a while because
Yeah, it was
no
supposed to be
one cared.
Hirohito. Yeah, Hirohito, the anti-American heel, and then he just was Kenzo Suzuki, the heel. And
And
then
then he
all of a
became a
sudden,
baby face, and then they tried to make him like an American guy, and
yeah,
well,
and he started singing like American popular songs and badly singing them.
and it was just a train wreck. But that
Yeah,
leads up to this next match, which includes, like I said, Ernest the Cat Miller, who basically had a cup of coffee with the WWE as an announcer and was just terrible. And he had a guy that danced with him, which is also terrible, against a Japanese icon in the Great Muta.
hmm now a
They,
member of the Dark Carnival.
but the fact that the Great Muta would let himself be part of something like this when he could have stayed in Japan and had continued his storied, great career. I guess money is an incredible thing because that's the only thing that would get the Great Muta from Japan to this abomination.
Now, now here's the thing, and Chris, I was telling John this earlier. He's saying, "Oh, Muda's a legend." Yes, Muda is an all-time legend. We all know that now. When this came out, WCW kind of at that time was going towards who? It was going towards trying to introduce him to new people. I didn't know at that time who Muda was. I was 11.
Damn. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, do I know who Muda is now? Of course. But I always remembered Muda as, NWO Japan and stuff like that. But it was a way to he was looking at it more as, hey, I still get my exposure. At that time, remember, there was no internet. Or if the
No, the
internet was there,
internet
it was
was in its
very slow.
infancy.
It was in its infancy. So how are you going to, unless you trade tape, but no 11-year-old or 13, 12, 13-year-old are tape trading, really, at
Some
that
did, but
time. Some did, but very little. What was there to watch? I mean, luckily, like I said, luckily for us living in the Northeast, close to New York, we were able to get WCW, WWF, ECW, hell, TNA at that when it started getting towards that time. And it's like we got lucky. You get all the main stations. So yeah, but guys from Japan, you didn't get much of unless you were a diehard fan of ECW.
yeah.
Yeah.
So to see guys like Muda at this time, it didn't really matter at that time. Muda was getting exposure.
He was also getting probably a big ass paycheck too. Because I'm sorry, from what I've heard, to bring him to the United States, ain't cheap. Because he just doesn't come and say, "Oh, I'll do a couple shows and pay me whatever." No, this guy wants big dollars, and I'm not talking about maybe $1,000, $2,000. I'm talking anywhere between $45,000 to $75,000 per appearance. He wasn't just coming over for a cup of coffee. He was coming over to get paid, and he did get paid.
Yeah.
Hence why WCW was what it was. Eric Bischoff said it best. I had unlimited funds and Ted Turner's checkbook. Because I'm sorry, to bring a guy of this caliber, you're going to pay him. You're not going to just give him little nickels and dimes. You're going to pay him, and that's why. I don't know why. That's another reason WCW failed. It's because they spent more money than they had. But the best part was I neglected to mention the beginning of the thing. Do you know what the crowd was for this? How many people were in attendance for this? I have it. 6,614 people were in attendance for this.
What, for New Blood Rising?
Yes.
Damn. They made it look so much more.
Let me put it to you this way. I paused it because I have it on in the background. As Muda's coming out, I see the crowd. The whole entire second half of the, second part of the crowd, like the second tier of seats, are all empty. The third seat, they flash the camera. The third tier is empty. This arena, I looked into it. This arena held 25 to 30,000 people. And it only had 6,000 people for WCW pay-per-view. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Damn. They were a sinking ship, and they just kept plugging along, saying, maybe something will happen. Maybe we'll turn around in 2001. Yep, that didn't happen. Because I remember the pay-per-views in 2001 before they went belly up. Let's see, WCW Sin, WCW Greed. We could do another whole show on both those atrocities, but I digress.
It's coming.
But the fact of the next match was Buff Bagwell versus...
here we go.
Buff Bagwell versus I want to be DDP, so I'm going to dress like DDP. Canyon. Rest in peace, Chris Canyon. But the fact is, he thought he was DDP. He dressed like him, wore a blonde wig or dyed his hair blonde, and had a DDP shirt. Ronnie's got the picture. I bet you it'll be coming soon. But the fact of this, that Muda had to subject himself to that match, this match was just train wreck versus train wreck. And I'm not saying anything about Chris Canyon as a person, because as a person, I heard he was nothing but nice to people. And backstage, he was always willing to do business. But the fact that he let himself do this, just terrible. Just terrible.
That was Vince Russo. Vince Russo was like, hey, Canyon, we're going to have you work with DDP. He's like, cool. But first, we're going to have you dress like him.
Ronnie, do you have that picture up soon or no? I think we lost Ronnie.
Yeah. And Canyon was in a wig. No, yeah, Ronnie's there.
Yeah, well, I'm not hearing him, so.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm introducing these pictures, but yet they're not coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a picture. Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's a picture of Muda and Ernest Miller. And Muda in that picture, what I could describe, is like he's looking at Miller and going, I really got to work with you? You suck. I could be wrestling stars in Japan, but no, I'm wrestling you. But you know what? I got the check cleared, so I don't care.
Chris doesn't check his damn phone.
Oh, shit. My bad. I have it on silent. Oh, Ronnie had to go to the bathroom. Well, we are talking about shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had to go pull an Ernest the Cat Miller.
Somebody better call my mom. I'm about to whoop somebody.
No, somebody better call my mom. I got to take a huge dump.
Yeah, I was going to say, somebody better call my mama. Brodus Clay is going to steal my gimmick.
So, you just got to flip the page.
I know. I still heard you. I had it on my phone, so I knew what you guys were talking at.
Yeah. See, that was Vince Russo right there. Vince Russo was like, "Hey, karate guys are over. Let's get karate guys. Hey, I got this great idea. You're going to work with Diamond Dallas Page. Canyon, awesome. But you're going to dress like him first to annoy him." And Canyon's like, "Really? Really?" And he was positively Canyon.
But the best part it was, what we mentioned before, it was Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
But
And the funny thing is,
This was the match that put
and the
Judy
funniest
Bagwell.
thing, well, the funniest thing, Canyon in his promo was like, "I went around Canada trying to find the biggest pole I could find, and it wouldn't fit that fat bat. So we got Judy Bagwell on a forklift."
yeah,
I couldn't find any good resolution pictures of that. I saw some grainy ones, but I couldn't find one. So, but this was the best picture I could find of not DDP, Canyon dressed as DDP.
See, the thing is, though, is
yeah,
at
this
this
is
point,
when he still had the wig.
At this point, it's like, was this towards the start of the triads?
This was,
or was he?
No.
Was this knee deep in the triads?
No, this was after the Jersey Triad. Remember, they broke him up.
That's right.
Was after they kicked him out, and that's
so
why
then this was
he started dressing.
This was
like,
almost the turn of the insiders. We'll get into that down the road.
But if you remember that, what was it? The pay-per-view with the tournaments and all that.
Yeah.
Basically, remember there was a Monday Nitro when the Powers That Be showed up, and it was the last Nitro of all that. Then all of a sudden they went on Nitro and they said all prior storylines, everything is scrapped. We're starting fresh.
All titles are vacant.
All titles are vacant. All this and that, like factions are gone. And like that was the end of the triad because they broke. That's when they had like Canyon go after DDP, and DDP became a face again after Canyon was a face.
Good old.
That was the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood.
Good old Mortis.
Yeah, that was Millionaires Club versus the New Blood. Was not at New Blood Rising, which would have made sense. Instead, the New Blood faction was formed after New Blood Rising on Nitro the next night. I'm like, because WCW, for some reason, they were thinking, okay, these pay-per-views that everybody... No, we're just going to lead them into Nitro the next night.
When we have 3 hours and commercial breaks. Because we know nobody's buying the pay-per-views.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, like, what's the point of going to this and that when all the big shit's going to happen on Nitro? Because they're trying to get ratings. Where WWF would have, like, this leads into WrestleMania, this leads into that. And then, but they would put their storylines where it led into the pay-per-view, and you had your payoff.
But then the
WCW never had a payoff.
The pay-per-views were leading up to Nitros. They did it in reverse.
Nitros were leading up. Yeah, Nitros are leading up to the pay-per-view, and then the pay-per-view was one big promo for the next night's Nitro. Like, what the fuck?
By God, guys, this is Tuesday in Dallas.
And one thing we can't
Tuesday in Texas, sorry.
When you were talking about wrestlers and singing, who better than Canyon?
Everybody!
Who better than Canyon?
Who is better than Canyon? Nobody.
Who doubled for David Arton for Oliver Platt? But we'll get into that soon too.
Yeah. But man, it was ridiculous. It was so damn funny. Like, we had... I just remember watching that. It's like, oh man, when was the pay-per-view? Last night. Oh shit, it's going to be a good Nitro tonight.
Yeah, that kind of didn't happen.
No, like the Nitro after the pay-per-view would always be good, or something would happen and then they would fuck it up on Thunder.
Well, Thunder was a fuck up in its own right, but that's another story too.
Well, Thunder started decent.
Sounds like everything WCW. Sounds like everything WCW did. Started decent and ended up in the shitter.
Hence why there was a book that came out, WCW Ruins Everything.
Oh yeah.
And WCW pretty much did ruin
That's
everything.
That's why WrestleCrap had a book called The Death of WCW. And R.D. Reynolds went in depth about it. It was ridiculous.
Someone was saying online, they go, oh, should they do a WCW reunion like how they did ECW? I went, no. People are like, why? I go, it's the same shit as WWE did. 90% of the wrestlers went to the E, so we had a WCW reunion for the last 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
and if
terrible.
you really want to talk about WCW, don't forget another pay-per-view we might be discussing down the road, WWE versus WCW versus ECW Invasion. That was, get out the barf bags for that one. Oh, Lord.
Well, that was Vince basically, stroking himself, saying WWE is, the superior brand, as they beat down ECW and WCW.
But that's when we had people like Bagwell who came in for a cup of coffee. They got thrown out, never seen again. And I remember a funny story about what happened to him, why he was let go from the E, but I digress with that.
The only reason
we had
the thing that I was disappointed about, because WWE, they had Shane McMahon's like, I owns WCW, and I was like, oh shit, well they're gonna do this and that, they're gonna be saved, and I thought they were actually gonna, because there was talk they were gonna do a WCW show.
Well, they tried that, because if you notice, which leads me up to what I just said about Buff Bagwell, they gave the last half hour of a Raw for Scott Hudson and Arn Anderson on color commentary, which Arn Anderson was a great promo guy, but just calling a match is absolute horse shit. And you had Booker T versus Buff Bagwell in a WCW match. And Steve Austin interfered, threw Bagwell out, and we never saw him again. The story was, from Jim Ross's mouth, that he basically got hurt apparently at a house show, and his mommy called him out of work for Monday. Said, oh, Buff can't come in because he's hurt. And there's like, if you got to have your mom call you and you're a male athlete and you're a performer, we don't want you. Hence why you never saw Buff Bagwell again.
Oh, I don't care about that. I'm just wondering, like, what the hell happened to the whole thing where WWE was going to actually do WCW?
I was hoping for it too, because there was so much good time. They could have put on a third show back then. I don't know if SmackDown. I don't know. SmackDown was just starting, I think, at that point, wasn't it?
No, it was about maybe a year into it.
Yeah. So I mean, you could have had Raw, SmackDown, and a WCW show in the middle of the week. It's like you have Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Friday, and Wednesday put a WCW show out there.
You could have had WCW on Sunday Night Heat. You could have been WCW instead of Sunday Night Heat.
Or it could have been WCW Sunday Night Heat, or could have been WCW Sunday Night Slam or something. You could have gone any of the different ways.
Oh, hell, WCW just did WCW Saturday Night was perfect.
But the thing is, they would have had to talk to USA about putting it on.
Well, you see, that's another thing, too, is because you didn't know, what could have gone anymore, what could have, what USA was willing to do, what was USA not willing to do. Because at the time, TNT said, we don't want to rare wrestling anymore. That's why WCW ended with TNT and TBS. They just didn't want to do it anymore because Turner sold it to AOL, and AOL didn't want to deal with it because AOL didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah.
Hence why Vince
Right.
bought it.
Because they saw that it wasn't
And
making
yeah,
money.
Time Warner.
Too.
Yeah,
Vince
Time
bought it
Warner just
too.
wanted to get rid of it.
Right, because I mean, as memory serves correctly, WCW was bought for like mere pennies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Vince bought it for, but I know it wasn't for a hell of a lot.
The only thing Vince made an agreement was he would keep everybody that was on contract for a year. That was it.
Or, with the exception of people like Goldberg, Sting, Booker T, anybody that was on that had AOL Time Warner contracts, they had the option of being bought out and turning them into WWE contracts, or they could
just
sit
sitting
home. Just sit home. That's what Nash did in the beginning. That's what Goldberg did.
Actually,
The
that's
only
what
ones that
that's
took
what
him
AJ that's what AJ did. AJ Styles actually had the same thing, and he said, "Yeah, before I went to TNA, I sat at home for about 4 years, getting paid by Time Warner. Fuck it, and then I went to TNA."
Yeah, that was Sting. Yeah, Sting
Yeah.
did it too. Like they.
The only people that bought out the contract were Dallas Page, Booker T, and there was one other guy. I'm trying to think. I can't think of who else.
But at
I
this
think
time,
Bagwell bought his contract out.
yeah, because you got to remember,
Jindrak and O'Hare.
Yeah, anybody.
lot of the
no,
younger-
they were under regular contracts. They weren't under Time Warner contracts.
Ah.
no, you got to
they were under
remember, you got to
WCW
remember,
contract.
at that time, all the younger guys, Vince was signing anyway. Because he knew he could use at least some of them. Like, he knew he could use Ray. So, obviously, Ray was going to get a contract. He knew he was going to do... But then guys like Goldberg, he didn't know...
No, I'm wrong. Rey Mysterio was also had his contract bought out, but he decided to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why, if you notice, he didn't debut until about 1.5 years to 2 years.
There's
after
only
the
one...
whole invasion thing.
No, there's only
Yeah,
one...
well, he had to die out. He had to let it die out so he could put the mask back on.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as nobody saw him anymore, they're like, "Oh, well, Ray's gone." Then he came back.
Right.
Yeah, same as like, who else? Oh, Steiner.
Scott Steiner, big Papa Dump. I mean, big take a dump.
Yeah.
I could do these jokes all night,
Yep.
but
Can't do math.
Steiner sat home. He had the AOL contract. He stayed home. But it's like...
Until... Well, here's the thing. Until Vince called him and said, "We have an idea for you to come back at the Rumble." And that's when he bought his contract out.
Right, I think it was like a year or two after the fact, though.
Not even. It was a year. It was about a year.
Was it a year? I thought it was like 2 years. I'm sorry. But regardless of the fact is...
No,
we're
it was.
trying to get at
He was still under. It was when the whole WCW, all the WCW contracts that were WCW contracts were up. So it was a year.
Banana peel. Sorry.
Oh, you got Raw on, I take it?
Damn.
I got
McIntyre is
it back.
such a baby face.
Well, I guess they're turning him babyface now because he's over as fuck right now.
Dude,
Oh, he's
they
ridiculous,
have to
heel.
because, dude, the minute he kicked... Well, let's finish this and we'll talk about him kicking Brock in the balls. Wait, that was Ricochet.
Okay,
Well,
so
he was over as fuck the week before when he said, "Do you want us to talk for 3 hours or do you want us to fight?"
Yeah,
okay,
he's...
well, like I said, we'll get into that. The next match on the show was a four corners match between Chronic of Brian Adams and Brian Clark versus the Perfect Storm of Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo.
Adam Bomb versus Wrath.
Sean O'Hare and Mark Jindrak versus the Misfits of General Erection, insert joke here, and Corporal Cajun, insert joke here.
John,
And the best part was the referees were the Filthy Animals.
the refs was Disco Inferno.
Yes. Let's just say this quick. This sucked.
Hey, John, Chris, does anyone got any jelly donuts?
God damn, this
I
sucked.
hate. Can't wrestle worth a fucking shit, Bill DeMont.
Oh my God.
General
You mean the guy
Erection. Fuck you, Bill. You have humorous. Go suck a dick. The only good thing you ever did was job for Goldberg.
Yeah, right.
You let
Man,
Kenny Omega leave WWE.
You forced him out.
Well, the thing is, would Kenny Omega be a Kenny Omega if he didn't leave WWE? Though
He didn't want to deal with the hazing. According to stories, he didn't want to deal with Bill DeMont's hazing and left for Japan. Might have been the greatest thing he ever did.
Well, don't forget.
because who know? Because I don't think he would have ever been over in WWE.
Well,
No.
let me put it this way.
Maybe,
I don't know,
yeah.
Ronnie, if you ever. I know, Chris, you probably haven't seen it, but did you ever see the Kevin Matthews shoot that's like 5 hours long?
That's why I'm bringing that up. Yes. Where do you think I got it from?
Yeah, because Kevin Matthews goes into detail about the whole Kenny Omega, Kevin Matthews, Bill DeMott situation.
Yeah.
He goes into detail with it.
Bill DeMont.
But
Bill DeMont is a good jobber, but to even put him as a babyface or anything, he was terrible. The last thing he was good at was being part of
Tough Enough as a trainer.
Not even Kevin
Dungeon of
Sullivan.
Doom.
Dungeon of Doom. That's it.
Yeah, where he'd laugh and then get serious and then laugh and then get serious.
Yeah, humorous.
Yeah, humorous. Oh yeah.
But
Bill DeMott was good as a trainer on Tough Enough with Steve Austin.
No. He actually did. He did the third one, and that was it. He only did the third one. He didn't do the first one. Was Al Snow, Ivory, Jackie.
He didn't do the
second one.
He didn't do the he did the one with Trish, not the one with Austin.
No, he did the one. No.
Austin was the host. Austin was.
Yeah,
the
I know
host.
that.
Was the host, but then there was a bunch of different people who were guest trainers and stuff. Bill DeMott only did the one with. I think he did 2 and 3. I think were him. That's when he had Chavo and Ivory and Bob Holly and the infamous Matt Cappotelli getting his ass kicked by Bob Holly and all that.
Well,
shit.
he was also with it. With Austin hosting, was Trish Stratus and Booker T as well.
My favorite Tough Enough. Hey, everyone, if you haven't noticed yet, this pay-per-view sucked.
And we keep going off on tangents. The tangents we're going off of were based off of jokes that were coming from this pay-per-view. So it all ties in.
But, the one thing I loved about Tough Enough was Triple H going, and he goes, if I throw a punch again and I see you smile, I'm gonna fucking hit you for real.
I'll tag you for real.
Like, it's like whole...
And
quick.
When he got all serious, he goes, Darren Drozdoff, who's a friend of mine, is paralyzed. You spit on them. You know, I mean...
God! This was all right. Before we even talk about the Rumble, did anyone people saw Raw last week, right?
Yeah.
How awesome was Becky Lynch's promo?
I heard about it, but didn't see it.
Oh, she's like, I won this. I look at the year, like the whole I won the title, and I've been going around the world. And you went to YouTube to make soup.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Okay,
I did not think.
Go ahead.
I did not think Becky was going to put Asuka on blast like that, but holy shit. I was like, I went around the world defending the title, and you went to YouTube to make soup. I was like, damn.
Before we go back into that, let's just run through the rest of these matches real quick.
Chavo, what is it? Chronic retained and then lost the titles later that night.
Yeah,
then
the
we had
Dark Carnival. Ooh.
Then we had Kidman versus Shane Douglas. There's no photo of that because I couldn't find one that actually cared. Then we had Major Guns versus Miss Hancock in double entendre here.
Yeah,
There's
this
a picture of that,
ROTC
though.
match, which was rip off the clothes. Way to go, Vince Russo. Ha ha ha. And this match was really infamous for the start of one of the worst angles in WCW history.
Yep.
Donnie and I talked about this earlier today
Stacy Keibler's pregnancy.
with David Flair. Whoa!
And it took a full 9 months to come to fruition, and nothing happened.
No payoff.
Just like David Flair's career.
And then we had Sting
But
versus.
No, hold on. We
Horrible.
can actually talk about how this fucking that dude, the Stacy Keibler thing, was such a terrible storyline. It was more entertaining than the fucking Torborg match.
dude,
Man, that
it
ain't
was
saying much.
not. That whole storyline was 9 months. And the funny thing is, it happened because Guns kicked her in the gut. And I'm like, okay, she's pregnant all of a sudden. And that's why she's hurting and like writhing around in pain. I'm like, okay.
This
But
makes
here's the one. Let me say one thing, Ralph. This was, I think, pretty much the start of Major Guns. We don't forget, her real name was Eileen Buck, and she used to do those topless Girls Gone Wild backyard wrestling videos back in the day. And WCW thought, let's give her a job. She might be good for some TNA. No pun intended. And, well, she didn't fail. She pretty much delivered on everything she was worth, which was a whole lot of nothing.
she was the only part of the Misfits in action that were actually funny, because she would resuscitate people by sticking her tits in their face.
Hence why I said that's all she was good for, was
Then-
T and
And
A.
but then at the same time too, I mean, thank God, but remember, you also had G.I. Bro.
Corporal Cajun, Lieutenant Loco, and what was Van Hammer, who was just recently arrested?
I didn't want to bring that up. It was AWOL.
Yeah, no, that was the Wall. He was AWOL.
Yeah, the wall was Sergeant
AWOL.
And then Van Hammer, I forget who he was.
I don't
But-
remember, but yeah, he's fucked now. He's gonna get ass fucked in prison.
Yeah, that was.
He was drunk and he ran down a 5-year-old on his bike. Yeah, real smart.
Damn.
But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, he just got
Anyway,
Yeah, well, remember,
But-
we had another match after that.
we had Sting versus the Demon, which was a whole lot of was all of 52 seconds long.
But the funny thing is, I think this was also the final one of the whole ROTC match. I think was the final one of Stacy Keibler's porn matches, basically.
Yeah.
Because before that one, I think the pay-per-view before it was her versus Daphne in a wedding gown.
Match, yeah, and that's when fucking David Flair and Crowbar started were playing patty cake in the corner while the two girls were ripping their clothes off.
And don't
Yeah,
forget
well, the thing is,
Daphne
Daphne
wore
was
a
like,
white
"What are you
gown,
doing?"
And
Yeah.
Daphne wore a black gown.
Yeah. Daphne was like, "What the hell is going on?" Stacy Keibler grabs the mic and goes, "I know you guys want to see," and she rips the shit off anyway. And it's like, so I guess she just lost the match anyway. It made no
But
sense.
she might have lost the match, but we all won as fans.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing. And see, I think. I mean, I'm sorry because I actually am a big fan of women's wrestling, but I'm not one of those things that woohoo, look, naked women, half naked women. It's like it was such a pervy thing back then.
Someone,
I'm like, okay, dude.
What is it? So, guys that we know, guys from Wrestling Soup, Mish put it best. There's always room for good women's wrestling, but there's never you can never get enough apartment wrestling at the same time.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
but
want
it was-
apartment wrestling, you just go back to old Pro Wrestling Illustrated and Bill Apter used to take those apartment photos.
Dude, if you want women's apartment wrestling, just log on to Sleeper Kids World, okay?
Or just go to YouTube and search fights in apartments, and you'll probably find 1 or 2 or 3,000.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, but the thing is, like, hearing the announcers, like, hearing Shivani, like, we all won as fans. It's like, dude, seriously, you're gonna be this creepy?
Mark Madden being
Shivani
was weird.
Shivani used to be such a straight and good commentator.
Yeah.
The Russo years just screwed him.
Yeah, well, then he cut that wonderful promo in TNA, but I digress.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AEW.
Could you blame him?
We got 4 more matches to get through, and then we can discuss Royal Rumble. We'll stop subjecting the fans to that garbage and listen to real shit. But we had Lance Storm versus...
Oh, wait. You said Shivani thing on TNA. Did you notice who was booking TNA when Shivani went off?
It's Rizzo.
Yep.
Well, that's when he had his Sports Entertainment Extreme. Stacks. But then we had Lance Storm versus Mike Awesome in a Canadian Rules match.
Oh,
this was hilarious.
Instead of a 3 count, he had to have a 5 count. Following the 5 count, the competitor had to stay down for 10 seconds. If both men are down for 10 seconds for any reason, the first man who gets to his feet wins the match. In addition, there was no submissions or countouts in this match.
You missed one of the things, though. But my God. All right. It started off. Oh, all right, cool. Woohoo, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, anyway. Yeah, what we had with what the fuck was it? The Canadian Rules match. The funny part was like Awesome gets him down for a 3, and then Ray Rougeau automatically.
Yeah.
Ray Rougeau, like, oh, wait, Canadian rule book. And it's like, it has to be a 5 count. And then you hear Shivani, it's like, Awesome's got him down in powerbomb, only a 3 count. Oh, only a 4 count. And you see, they put the camera on Shivani. Shivani's like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah. Kick out at 3! Kick out at 3! I can't believe I just fucking said that.
Yeah, kick out at 3. Only a 4 count. And then it's like, the submission, he taps out. And then, well, first he gets him for the 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome's like, yeah! And then he's like, no. After you pin him for the 5 count, the opponent then has till the count of 10 to get up. If he does, the match continues. And Awesome's just looking like, seriously, I thought he was going to pull out his mullet there. and then he submits Lance Storm, and it's like there's no submission in a Canadian Rules match. Pinfall only.
But I mean, this was for the United States. I mean, Canadian heavyweight title.
Yeah, and the funniest part that then Rougeau comes in, like, and they're both knocked down from the table.
MVP's on Raw. Just turned it on.
Yeah. Man, he does look like he ate MVP.
I said that before. He didn't even acknowledge that fucking joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, damn, he does. Holy shit.
2 heated clock
ticking. I'm coming.
3, 4.
Coming to the buffet table. I'm coming.
Coming for dinner. I'm coming for dinner.
Oh, what was that stupid faction he was in TNA?
You were about to call it the Bad News Brown Club?
No.
It was like the Wu-Tang or something, but something else.
Something clan.
Beatdown Clan.
The Beatdown Clan.
Beatdown Clan, yeah, that's it.
The Edom Clan. Edom Clan.
No, the Eat 'em for lunch clan.
The all-around dining clan.
Yeah, the BDC with Samoa Joe and Loki.
Cool.
And Kenny King, I think, was part of that too.
Kenny King?
Really? Yeah, Kenny King was part of that too.
The finalist in Tough Enough too.
Yeah.
They both
Man, he didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, he's
No, he had a decent career in Ring of Honor.
He's still killing it in ROH.
All right. Anyway,
Then
so goes all of a sudden. Then they both wrestlers have to the count of 10 to get up. The one who does is the winner. It's like wait a minute. So a Canadian rule. I'm like, so they just stepped on everything, like, because they have the 10. So all of a sudden, if they both are down, whoever gets up first wins.
but you know what?
And then,
Go ahead.
And then Rougeau nails Mike Awesome while the referee shows Lance Storm. I'm like, Lance Storm's winning. And the funny thing is, Canada popped hard.
But
And Shivani's like, I can't believe this. And Madden's like, just enjoy the moment, Shivani. I'm like, you know what? That was right. And then Bret Hart celebrates with Lance Storm, which I did not expect. That was hilarious.
And
well, that's when WCW makes everything great.
make WCW great again.
Oh, God,
It made no sense.
And this was the start of Canada being called Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, Canada always was weird in WWF. Like, they would boo Bret and cheer Owen.
Yeah. And then we had the Dark Carnival.
Unless Bret was wrestling somebody else, then he'd get cheered.
What the hell just happened in the ring on Raw? Did he really miss the 619 and still sold it?
It's MVP, man.
MVP just didn't even get touched with the 619. MVP sold it as if he got kicked, did the West Coast pop, and then the match is over. What a fucking joke. Anyway, let's get back. Anyway, back to
I'm
jokes.
I'm coming.
To sell.
We had the Dark Carnival of Vampiro and the Great Muta versus Chronic again.
Sorry, I had to rewind that botch. Holy shit. What the fuck?
God, they're not even going to re-show it because it's that bad. You don't think that's going to be all over Facebook and Twitter in about 20 minutes?
Dude, I bet you Matthew from Botchamania is like, holy shit, thank you very much.
But anyway, like I said, back to the other comedy portion of our show. We had Vampiro and Muta again versus Chronic again for the tag titles. And, well, nobody cared. It was a popcorn fart of a match. And that's complete popcorn fart of a match. Then we had Kevin Nash versus Goldberg versus Scott Steiner. Another popcorn fart of a match because basically Goldberg, this was the heel Goldberg, which just is garbage. Scott Steiner doing his big Papa, I'm going to take a dump against Kevin Nash before he used to blow every body part out by just breathing loud.
This was Kevin Nash. This was Kevin Nash, the Booker.
No, this was known. Well, Kevin Nash wasn't the Booker at this time.
Yeah, he was.
This was not with Russo. When Russo took over, he was the Booker.
No, they made it seem like
Nash had creative control, but for his match. But this was mostly infamously known because Nash had Goldberg ready to go to the jackhammer, and Goldberg pushes Nash aside, flips him off, and leaves.
Yeah.
This is why we said this is the downside of WCW.
And then we had we are finally at our main event, which will end this part of the show and get onto a part of the show that we want to talk about, was Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett and the infamous, hey, slap nuts. The slap nuts gimmick.
Well, Jarrett had done the slap nuts gimmick for a long time.
But then, this was the
birth of the King of the Mountain.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Slappy. But this match sucked.
Well,
This match
you know what?
sucked. Booker T won. Here we go.
Yeah. The only crime was the fact that he stole fucking Cowboy from for his entrance music.
Oh, yeah.
Kid Rock's Cowboy was fucking Jeff Jarrett's intro music. Good lord. Chosen one.
Yeah.
Cowboy. Oh god.
Wow, wow.
And even after Jeff Jarrett was no longer a musician, he still came out with a guitar.
Yep.
Yeah, that said slap nuts on the other side.
Choke on these, slap it.
Yeah.
Joke on these slap nuts. But this
Yeah.
was after Booker T left the Misfits and he was no longer GI Bro. Well, this was also what preceded was the Bash at the Beach, where basically Jeff Jarrett laid down for Hogan. Hogan won the title. Jeff Jarrett wrestled Booker T at the end of Bash at the Beach, and Booker T won the title from Jeff Jarrett that night, and that's why Jeff Jarrett was challenging for the WCW title at New Blood Rising.
Yeah, what? And Booker T left Misfits in Action like when they did the hard reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's when they this was basically the end of all the factions. Well, on the next night, all factions were abolished, and that's why you didn't see the Misfits anymore. You didn't see Team Canada anymore. The Dark Carnival was gone. Buddha could go back to Japan and get a real paycheck, and stuff like that. So,
But
anyway, that